The follow-up question on this worksheet connects inference tests to confidence intervals. So since we've concluded that people do on average lose weight through this exercise plan, the natural follow-up question is, well, on average, how much weight do people lose? So we can use a matched pairs T interval, a confidence interval, to answer this question. Now the good news is we've already met all of the assumptions and conditions when we did the hypothesis test. Don't need to go through those again. Now let's think about what our confidence level should be. Alpha is 5% and one-tailed test. So this was our critical value. T star was on the upper end and the area was 5%. Well, on a confidence interval, we would also have an equivalent negative T star on the lower end, which would equate to 5%. Well, if I take 5% from one end and 5% from the other end, that leaves me with 90% for our confidence level. We are going to have a 90% confidence level. So if you think back to what we did for confidence intervals, we take our statistic, which in this case is 2.556, and we add and subtract on the margin of error. So T star, if you don't remember how to get T star, you go to inverse T, second vars, number 4, inverse T, area to the left of one of your critical values, degrees of freedom, and you're either going to get a positive or negative T star based on the area you put in. So this is, my lower T star is negative 1.8595. My higher T star would be 1.8595. So I add or subtract that critical value, which is about 1.860 if we go ahead and round, times our standard error, 1.81 divided by the square root of 9. Okay. And when I do these calculations, I get an interval of 1.434 to 3.678. Now again, if you wanted to remember, you can do all of that in your calculator. If I go to stat test, one sample T test, I'm sorry, we're doing intervals. One sample T interval, we're doing an interval. I type in the stats. My sample mean was 2.556. My standard deviation of that sample is 1.81. My N was 9. And then my confidence level, remember we just decided, was 90%. If alpha was 5% in one tail, that was going to give us a 90% confidence level. And we calculate. These answers should match the interval I have here. A little bit of rounding error, but only close enough. 1.434 to 3.678. So what does this mean? Let's go to context. We are 90% confident that on average, people on this exercise plan lose between 1.34 to 3.678 kilograms after 3 weeks. Okay. So from our significance test, we concluded that we have reason to believe that people will lose weight. Our confidence interval supports this claim. Guys, notice 0 is not even in the interval. Okay. The original claim that there was no difference between the start of the program and the end of the program would mean that the mean difference 0 is not in this claim. So this confidence interval supports our original significance test that says we should reject the null hypothesis.